myself here. What we're here to do today is give an overview of the new Metrix Learning 3.0. So whereas all of the features in Metrix remain the same, we've given the system an updated look and feel. So what Nikki will be doing today is going over the system and some of the new features. And at the end of this presentation, what we'll do is we'll open up the line to any questions that you have. Should you have any questions during the duration of our presentation, in GoToWebinar there is the chat pane at the very bottom of the interface. You can click this to expand and ask us any questions. But again, at the end we will open the line up. And just as a reminder, we do have people from different organizations here on the line today. So some features may be different, such as the step number 3 for organizations that do not feature a job search, which is our current number 6. Turning to our step number 3, of course you will not have that for your URL. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and give it over to Nikki.
Hello everyone, thank you for being on the line. This is Nikki here, and we're going to go and get started. First things first, this is the new Metrix login screen. The URL that you see here is metrix30.metrixlearning.com, and you're all welcome to use this URL if you want to explore the site on your own and become better acquainted with it. Your current login information will allow you to gain access to it as well. And as we said before, until the 16th, you would use this URL to access Metrix 3.0. But at that point, excuse me, on the 16th, all of your current URLs will automatically switch over to the new design. So first we're going to log in to see how things work from the customer end. So immediately upon login, a customer will be brought to their Jobseeker Dashboard. All of the information that you see below here populates once a customer has already chosen their goal job and filled up their My Plan and started taking courses. And I'll go over what each of these sections is a little bit later. But for the first-time Metrix user who has an empty My Plan, they will only see the Getting Started tutorial and these 3 steps in Metrix here. And this is one of the biggest changes we've made to Metrix, condensing our 6-step process to only 3, the first of which is to get started. So the purpose of this first step is to allow a customer to choose a goal job and sort of build their courses around that particular job. And this caters both to a customer who already knows what career they want to pursue and the customer who needs a little bit of help choosing a job. So for the customer who needs a little bit of help, they would click on Start Now to assess their skills. Here, a customer can choose between 25 and 150 different skills to rate themselves in. These are all general skills pulled from the federal ONET database, and they would rate themselves from none, beginner, intermediate to advanced. And the more skills that they choose to rate themselves in, the more precise and specific the job fit recommendations are going to be. So after completing the assessment, they would scroll down and click on Submit. And here they'd be brought to our job fit recommendations. So they'd be recommended different job titles based on the skills and interests that they indicated in the assessment. You'll find information such as the number of yearly openings, the average wage of the job, and this binocular link will take them to Indeed.com where they can see the number of openings for that job in their area. Clicking on the job title itself will give the customer more a longer overview of what the job is and the tasks and skills associated with it. And if this is something that they're interested, they would go ahead and make it their goal job. For the customer who already knows what job that they want to pursue, instead of doing the skills assessment, they would click on Skip to Job Titles. Just as before, our job titles are listed alphabetically and be found via keyword search. Clicking on the job title itself will show them more information about the job. And again, if this is something that they're interested, they would click Make Goal Job. After this, a customer would then rate their skills for that particular goal job. And they'd be brought to a shorter skills assessment page, which are skills that are particular to that specific goal job. And again, they would rate themselves from none, beginner, intermediate to advanced. And then they would click Submit. Afterwards, Metrix would then generate some course recommendations based on their required skills and some of their skill level that they indicated in the skills assessment. So if a customer said that they were a beginner in a certain area, they'd be recommended some beginner courses. So for customers who are not really interested in using Metrix for career exploration and just want to go ahead and start taking courses in their chosen subject area, they can instead just go to our course catalog. Okay, and our course catalog hasn't changed much from how it was before. We still have the same courses, and they've been updated as well. And you can find them via keyword search here. We've just added a few different things. For one, you'll notice that we've added the View Certification Tracks and View Skill Tracks links up here so that customers can navigate between these three course selection methods easily. We've also added a couple of extra columns. The first is the My Plan column. This lets customer know right off the bat whether a course has already been added to their My Plan, and it's marked with a bold check mark. Customers can also directly add an activity from here as well, so that they can change the due date or remind date. To add a course, the customer would click on the plus sign here to add it to their My Plan, or they can click on the course itself, read the description for it, and choose to add it to their My Plan. Something that you'll notice, when a customer adds a course to their plan, they are no longer brought to their My Plan page. They're instead redirected back to the course catalog. This way, they can continue adding courses to their My Plan. We've also removed the due date and remind date pages because Metrix automatically sets those to 30 days from the day a course is added to their My Plan. We have also added this mobile ready column here. This is because Skillsoft has updated over 700 of their courses to be compatible with tablets and other mobile devices. We don't have any on this page here, but those courses will be marked with a little tablet icon. Next, we're going to look at the new View Certification Tracks page. So what we've done here, we've updated our certification tracks page to give a little bit more information about some of our more popular professional certifications. Clicking on any of these links that you see here will bring a customer to the certifications vendor website. There they can find out information such as the certification prerequisites and educational requirements, since taking Metrix courses alone will not get someone certified. We've also updated how we've arranged some of our certification tracks so that they'd be a little bit more easy to find. So clicking, if I wanted to find a project management certification track, I'd click on Business Certifications, Project Management Institute, and look through our different project management certification tracks for the one that I want. And just as before, I can add an entire bundle of courses to my Plan at once by clicking on Add to My Plan. Next, we're going to look at the skill tracks. Okay, we've also updated these skill tracks to be a bit more easy to find and updated the arrangement. So if I was looking for a Microsoft Office certification skill track, I'd click on Desktop Computer Skills, Microsoft Office, and you'll see here that we've also divided the courses, the skill tracks based on skill level as well. So if I was more advanced in Excel, I would choose a more advanced skill track. And again, I'd add the entire bundle of courses to my plan. We've also updated our healthcare skill tracks. We previously only had 5, but we now have 24 different skill tracks, and they've also been divided based on different healthcare careers. So if I was interested in becoming a health aide, I'd click on this skill track and add the entire bundle of courses to my plan. Next, we're going to look at some of the changes we've made to the My Plan page. Okay, here we'll see that we've combined the My Plan and My Report pages. So by clicking between these two tabs here, you can navigate between the two pages. You'll see that we've changed some of our icons here. In order to launch a course, you click on this up arrow icon. The gear icon allows you to edit activity. And like I said before, we've now updated Metrix so that a course is automatically given a due date and remind date of 30 days. But by editing the activity, a customer can customize that to how they want. We've also added these status bubbles, which you can see more of on my report page. So these different status bubbles let you know visually where you are with a course. Green means you've completed it. Yellow means you've just started it. Red means you failed. And no status bubble means you've yet to start it. Up here, you see different information like the number of activities you have, number you've passed, failed, and your overall time in the system. Clicking on this little diploma link here, you'll be brought to our course completion certification. Certificate and completion. And this has not changed. You still see your name, the name of the course you've completed, and the content provider. So going back to the Jobseeker Dashboard, now that I've added courses and started taking them, you'll see this little progress with my progress section. Lets me know how many courses I've taken, completed, number of hours in the system. Here, you'll see the goal job information as well as the amount of skills I've taken towards it, how many I still have in progress. This area shows popular courses, so if a customer would like recommendations based on some of the courses that other Metrix users are taking, this shows the popular courses in the past 6 months. If I was working towards a certification, I can track my progress towards it here as well. And additional information on certifications is provided by these links below. So for those administrators who do implement the third step to find a job, we still link out to Indeed.com. And that's pretty much it on the customer's end. Then we have the Help tab here. Clicking on tutorials will show you the more updated tutorials for Metrix 3.0. We also have a user FAQ, a certification-specific FAQ, and we've updated the browser check to allow customers to check if they already have Java and Adobe Flash on their system. Clicking on support. So we've sort of divided our support page into 3 main steps. First, did you view our tutorials? Second, have you checked out our knowledge base? And the knowledge base articles can be found here. And these are just step-by-step solutions to some of our most common Metrix questions. Step 3, if the problem cannot be solved by steps 1 and 2, they can always submit a support ticket. They can also keep track of their open and closed support tickets. And our hours of availability are also listed here. Okay, now we're going to switch over and see what things look like from the admin perspective. Okay, so this is the administrator's dashboard. This looks pretty similar to the Jobseeker dashboard with a few differences. First, you have a quick stats section here, which shows you the total number of your enrollments, the number of courses that your customers have completed, and the number of hours they've put into the system. You can also easily keep track of your different licenses here as well. You can see how many you've already used and how many you have remaining. If you are implementing a certification program, you can keep track of the number of vouchers you've issued and the number of people who have passed. This area here is to measure different skills gain, which is emphasized in the new WIOA legislation. What Skillsoft has actually done is updated their courses to require customers to first complete a pre-test, then go through the actual course, and then complete a post-test. Now, comparing the pre-test to the post-test allows us to see how much skills a customer has acquired and therefore measure the skills gain. Down here we have easy links so that you can access some of the more popular reports, such as the group reports and the license summary report. We've added this Metrix learning section here so that you can be linked out to the technical requirements so you can review what some of the technical requirements of Metrix are. Here we have an administrator guide, which is just a step-by-step of some of the most common administrator functions you'll carry out. You have a support link here so that you can submit a support ticket, or but you can always email us or contact us if you have any questions. And we also have a link here so that you can download some Metrix flyers if you want to hang around and spread the word about Metrix. Okay, and up here is the navigation pane, which is pretty similar to the job seekers pane, except you just have the administration drop-down menu here. By clicking on users and groups, just as before, you'll be able to create new users and groups and edit the ones that you already have. Clicking on reports will show you all the different reports that you can run. Yep, and that's essentially everything that there is that has changed with the system with Metrix 3.0. Thank you all again for being on the line, and if you have any questions, we're going to open up the line in a little bit, or you can enter it in the chat box.
Any questions? You have any? No, I can't think of any.
All right, so at this point, this is Valerie again. What we will do is we will open up the line to any questions that you have. Some people have sent questions through the chat link, which you're also welcome to do too. So go ahead and open it up. And just as a reminder, everyone on the lines, Metrix Learning System will be switched over to Metrix 3.0 in 2 weeks from today, so that will be Monday, March 16th. Up until then, your system will remain the current Metrix Learning System, but if you do want to test out any of the new features in our system, you can go to the URL that Nikki had mentioned, which is metrix30.metrixlearning.com, and your current logins will work in order to kind of explore and test out the new features. A couple of days before the system switches over, all of your customers and students will receive an email letting them know of the new features, sending them a tutorial so they can take a look at some of the quick features, kind of a teaser, so to speak. And then the day that everything is switched over, they will receive an email reminding them of this as well. And again, just as a reminder, really all of the functionality of Metrix Learning stays the same. It's just kind of, things are switched around a little bit, consolidated, made a little bit more easily navigable, and we think that your customers and students will like the updated interface. All right, we'll give it a minute or so for any further questions.
Factors, you know what I mean, that would play into that. I guess I would say ultimately, well, which have you done some research on jobs that you talked about, like the advocate your CPA?
I think I have a question maybe in the background, but I'm having a little trouble hearing.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind speaking up.
And after how many administrators you can assign? How many? Okay. Administrators. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Hi, yes, this is Valerie.
Hi, Valerie. This is Ed Becker. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good. So the question we have here is how many administrators can be assigned to a single account?
So each administrator and unique person in Metrix Learning has their own account.
Okay, so if for say, let's say we have two administrators. Okay. Currently at New York City Transit in our particular installation, we have two administrators. Can we assign more than two administrators? And are those two administrators linked in some way? I mean, are they dealing with the same account?
So this is a question that I think is more specific to NYCT, but we can take a look into your accounts after this. Really the way that it works in Metrix Learning is there's an organization administrator, and then there can be other levels of administration such as managers, reports, and so on. So the organization administrator can create these accounts. Managers are also able to create accounts. So it really kind of depends upon how you want to have things set up. I know that specifically there was a bit of moving around in your organization, so afterwards what I can do, Ed, is I can follow up with an email to see if I can better address your question and see how we can get things going.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, do we have any further questions related to the new updates, student customer experience?
Val, I had one question. I noticed in the previous version it was a bit on the difficult side to, when you added a single course to your plan, it required you to go back and do a full complete search to find the next item in the plan. Has that been eliminated in this version? Has that been streamlined so that you can simply click Add to Plan and not have to be moved to someplace else to have to go back and redo the information? It was extremely laborious to add stuff to your plan previously.
Yes. So as Nikki had shown, when you go to the My Plan page, there's kind of that quick plus sign you can click on, then click Add to My Plan, and rather than going directly to your My Plan page, it stays and remains on the catalog page, so you can kind of add multiple at a time.
Okay, great.
All right, so I guess if there's no further questions, what we'll go ahead and do is wrap up our call today. And again, thank you all so much for being here on the line. If you do have any further questions after this, feel free to send us an email. You know, we have my contact information, Liz's, as well as our customer support. So what we'll be doing today is we will be sending out a YouTube recording of this for further reference. But again, any questions, feel free to reach out. And thank you again so much. And sorry, do we have a question?
Yes, Valerie, just one question. We had a question. What is the Java requirement for some of the courses right now?
So we recommend that customers, students, employees have the most updated version of Java. Again, it's really the Metrix learning system works, but it's more of the Skillsoft courses that do require Java. So if they do have, you know, a question, if they don't think that Java is updated on their computer, they can feel free to send us an email at our support at Metrix Learning. We can take a look into their settings, but so long as they have the most recent version of Java, which other programs do kind of prompt as well, they will be set.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, great. Everyone, thank you again so much for being on the line today. If you have any other questions, feel free to send us an email, and we'll look forward to working with you all for the next new Metrix Learning 3.0.